Well, I was just helping a guy out with a fuel pump situation. And by God, Leroy's Ramblings is back up in business again. Hoo hoo hoo! I learned everything from Leroy. Brrr! Getting cold out. Alright, baby. Get this thing ready to go. Get her on the boat. Supposed to warm up a little bit tomorrow, next day. Gotta rewire up the starter. Come on, Knot. This cold weather. Ugh. Too much for me. It's this old outboard. 1971. 20 horse, short shaft, tiller. Well, I haven't said that in a long time. It's basically a 25 horse, just got a smaller jet in the car, but the intake might not even be different than a 25. The biggest problem with this right now, everything is froze up. Ooh, I turned it a little tiny bit. And the intake right there has been broken. Was JB welded right there. So what I'm getting at is this got broke. This bit has been replaced. And it's the same side of the boat. So I'm thinking whatever happened to the boat and dented it up in the front there also did this damage. Not that it really matters what I'm thinking, but just kind of coincidence, both of these things that came with the clipper, they're both are damaged on that side. Anyway, what I always like to do first is compression test. Let me get the tester. And all right, we got that. Who wants to guess? Now, I originally pulled on the pull starter when I first got it. You can hear it thump, 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 thump. So I'm going to give it a 120. Let's find out. Ooh. Ooh. What's that say? You see it? It's way over 120. It's 140. Wow. Now, if the bottom matches, we're in good shape. 140. All right. Clear. Here we go. Whew. Boom. Perfect match. Actually, it looks a little... No, it's perfect match. 140. Man. Let's see if she got some spark. Get a good ground. Yeah. Somewhere. Let's just hang this up here, get a better look. Or I'll move the camera or whatever. That's a pretty good gap on there. Looks like a good ground right there. So I could go bigger, but let's try that. Wow, I didn't see anything. Nope, didn't see anything. Let's try another ground spot. Nah, let's try the other one. Just for the hell of it. And look at it. Nope. No sparky warky. Alright, let's pull that flywheel off, see what's under there. Ooh! Ooh! Man! Looks brand new. Holy schmoly, why didn't I get any spark? Oh my god. I told you. How come I didn't get any spark off of that? Just crappy ground there? What in the heck? So that didn't have anything to do with no spark. But if you look at this, put this up here. There's bare metal right there. There's a, oh, okay. Okay. I was going to say this ground right here, watch this, when I do it to the ground, you get nothing. I was thinking maybe that was it, but it is grounding through that bolt there. But if you touch this pan, like I said, I'm touching bare metal right there. Is a spot where the paint's been scratched off. Nothing. Weird, right? But I'm getting it on that bolt. So that's a possibility. It's just weird, you know. You got the gasket separating the motor, although the bolts are all coming through. See if I can touch a bolt over here. Yeah. But touch the pan, nothing. So it's a little bit weird how this works. When I pulled this off and it's so greasy, this is all black, wet grease. It's not grease, it's wet. Maybe somebody just sprayed the hell out of it with something, I don't know. And I was thinking, oh, I hope I don't have a bad seal. So this has been JB welded. It doesn't look bad, and I could probably get away without replacing this. So let's pull this puppy off and see what we got all the way. I take everything apart to clean and everything anyway. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah, just a little bit dirty. Other than that, she's looking good. A lot of people screw up and put these in upside down. Get in there. Ooh, gonna need some new fuel line. So if you see here, there's no continuity. So that didn't have anything to do with no spark. But if you look at this, I was going to say this ground right here, watch this, when I do it to the ground, you get nothing. Alright, I'm going to get some stuff to clean this puppy all up, get that gear case drained, take it off, check the pump. Uh-oh, I see water. That's water in there, that's not a lot. Ah, thank you. Look at the pump, man. It looks good, though. Yeah, look at all the buildup on there. Wow. It's good. It's not going to break. Bushing. No, the schematic shows a seal. Oh, that is a seal. Okay. Now that I got some light on it, see it's black. Alright. I thought it was one solid bushing, like on the shift shaft, the bushing and the O-ring. So I'll have to do a little pressure test, I guess. Or just frickin' order a new one. Let's see. It feels pretty snug. Yeah, let's get one, hell. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, if I can beat the rain, if it's really coming today, keep saying we're going to get rain in the afternoon and nothing happens, is get that ignition stuff put back in and see where my spark is at. And this wire, it goes from the power head to the pan, was not making a connection. This too, if you're missing one of these, and even on an electric start, it'll screw everything up. You just get a click or nothing. Got to have this ground wire connected. All right, I'm ready to slap a little grease on here. Put a little bit right in here. like a so-mo. You just want it nice. And like I said, you can do the grease and the 2-stroke oil mix. But I usually use this stuff or the Molly lube, which is MIA for some reason. It's always in my frickin' toolbox. For some reason, it's gone. Alright? Anyway, there's paint on there. This little star washer is barely making contact through there, touching the paint, or through the paint, touching the aluminum. A little better contact surface here. It should be contacting right with the threads. But we'll do this. My most famous line, a lot of people know, if it's got good compression, the rest is just a pain in the ass. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before, hook it right up to this ground wire. Alright, outboard gods, please give me spark. Whoa, baby! It's jumping from there to the here. Did you see it? Let me try to hold this thing still. Oh yeah! She got spark. I knew. All right, let's see what we got now. Come on, camera. There you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Purdy. 140 compression. Nice. Hot spark. Woo. Alright. So I've been going through some of my crap. Looking at carburetors. And did I steal that from Cody Bass, carburetors? Anyway, got a couple of 25 carbs, and I've actually found a good one here compared to the one that came on the boat. 25 carbs. It's the same exact carb. That's the good one. That's the yicky one. Oops, upside down. Not that it matters, but you know, I just didn't ever like this thing. So I'm going to test this thermostat while I'm here. It's ugly. I got water at 170. Let's see if she opens up. It's my dirty coffee cup. Are you kidding me? It's probably open. I just can't see it. The water's so cloudy. I don't know why it was so cloudy. I mean, I did rinse it out. Yeah, it's open. All right. So I'm going to soak it in a little CLR. See if that doesn't help a little bit. See when it's moving. So it's pretty good. So I need to button these nuts up. This needs to still be torqued down. Then I got to get on that stupid pump. Well, the wind's picking up and I just felt some drops. I got to make a run for it. Wow. Alright, I got the pump done. It was easy breezy. It's like I said in the last video, this back piece was turned the wrong way. So to mount the pump, you have to turn the whole pump. All this would be pointing downward instead of outward to the side. All I want to do is see it come squirting out of there when I turn the flywheel. I don't have plugs in or anything. Oh yeah, baby, she works. We'll be ready to go. There's that thermostat after I soaked it in the CLR. Look good. Now what did I do with the damn cover? It just started sprinkling on me a little bit, so I ran over here. Oh, That's what I told you when I first got it. I did that, and I could hear that thump, thump, thump. Oh man, you're not going to get, that's it. That's all I'm going to get out of it. It better be so tuned up that it's going to ignite in just a half a freaking thump before it's all said and done. Whoa. This thing's a bear to pull. So is that 72 in the shed. Hopefully it's just a compression issue and nothing is wrong in there, like the bearings are all rusted up, something like that. Crankshaft. Let me pull on this puppy again. And I was thinking about firing it up, just kill it. But man, this baby's gonna be loud without being in a tank. And it's getting, you know, late. I better not try to choke it or anything. I just want to pull on this damn thing again. Oh, I'm telling you, I've got the bracket, the old school brackets, but they're very expensive. $400 on marineengine.com. You can find them when they pop up on eBay for like $250 to $300. But if I put it on here, I'd really have to jack the price on this thing up. So what I'm thinking about doing, set it up and just use it so I don't have to break my shoulder, then take it off, put this bracket back on and sell the thing. And then when I get to the 72 25 horse, I'll have it, slap it on there, because man, that thing was a beast. I don't know if you saw that video, the hard to pull videos. I guess the next thing for me to do is, I think this is the only one I have that'll fit. Yeah! Let's pull this starter motor off. Get the old school bracket I have back there, the $400 bracket. I can probably use this solenoid, put it on there and crank this thing. There it is. Right there. Oh yeah, baby, she fits. Put it on here and test it. Used to be good. Alright, so it looks like this solenoid's no good. I just did a little jumper here on the for the motor, and it's running. Well, it was a second ago. Wouch! It's hot. It ran. Let me go get another solenoid somewhere. I got some of them. This is the third one. All I'm getting out of this is a click, and once in a while these two here, I wasn't getting nothing. It started to spin at one point like that. Damn. So yeah, it looks like it was that motor. I took this old son of a gun. It works. Not too shabbily. It's a mess. Another 2 hours cleaning that up. Well, it's 6 o'clock, and man, I can't, I've had enough. I got this one all cleaned up, greased up, oh, whatever you want to call it. It's too big. It's hitting the pan. And it just didn't look like it was even going to line up for some reason. Well, I took this one out, test ran it. It seems okay. a little kind of weak compared to this thing. Then I took the original one, cleaned it all up. It still doesn't want to jump. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Ron. Yay! And he had another theory as to what might be happening here. So I pulled the bypass cover off to check the rings. He said, how about stuck rings? And I said, well, I've never seen stuck rings with compression real high. They're usually stuck in there. So we're going to check them. And I can already see the top ring is moving. When I go like this, you see it's loose, it's not stuck. And then another way to check them is just press on them. I can't, let me get in here a little bit. Yeah, it's moving, it's not stuck. So I'm assuming that the number 2 piston is not stuck either. So what is making this thing so hard to pull? Just the compression?
I'll put gas out somewhere.
Alright, hold on. We got a fuel leak. Yeah, it's coming out of that damn thing. I used the old school steel clamp because they were there. And I said, yeah, let's use that. Well, I'm going to have to put a zip tie on it. So it turned out it wasn't the hose leak and the clamp was fine. There was a tiny hairline crack on the edge of the filter cover. So just found another one. We're going to put it on. And hopefully this thing's tuned up enough. It's going to fire right up. Put it on start position. Until it stops. You got the choke on?
Yeah. Oh. Hello?
I thought I saw you pull it.
I did. I must have hit it. Small gas.
Alright, hold on. It's probably flooded now. Open the choke and pull it. Did it go all the way in? I didn't hear it click. Alright, hold up. This thing's a bear to pull. We're going to pull the plug out and see if it's wet. I don't see any fuel in the water.
Wet?
Yeah, it's wet.
So
Not soaked, but I mean it's wet.
we'll blow it off.
We can leave that one in. Fast start, no choke. Plugged in, right?
Ready?
Ooh, I got more.
I heard something.
I'm getting more pull on it. Alright, double check my pump.
Hey, look at here.
I'm going to give it a little choke again. Running out of pull over.
The arm breaker.
Open the choke back up, you get it. Alright, dumped a little fuel in the cylinder. And we're going to try to spin it with that thing. Let me try to hit it first. Oh, I don't have the thing on. Go ahead and spin it. It's probably too late. You got to do this real fast. To do it. I didn't think that thing had enough guts. Maybe you dump fuel in there. You want to blow it all out, the liquid, just retain the gas. You know, put the plugs in super fast and hit it. So we'll try it again. Full start. We thought that thing might spin it, but I knew I tried it before. Alright, so what I'm going to do is suck a little gas up in here.
Also,
And squirt some in there. Don't put them in yet. Don't put them in yet. Gotta blow out the excess. Get ready to put them in though. Stand back. See all that coming out? Alright, put them back in. Hopefully it's not too wet. That's what you want to do, get the wetness out, because you don't want that leftover mist that's in there to evaporate too fast. Alright, ready? That's how you start a motor, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Get her up there again. See, there is some crap in there. Look.
I know.
What is that? Some kind of weird black stuff. See, there it was crap in there.
Yeah, that's. I get stuff in my water too. The water looks like
Yeah, but
shit.
this is like a solid. Let me show you. See
It
that?
feels like gritty. It feels gritty.
Yeah.
Dark dauber gritty.
Wow. Using the stop screw over here. Go ahead. Yeah, we may need to prime it back up again. Try the choke.
Oh yeah. Ready?
No, you pump this up. All right, go ahead. Come on. All right, don't kill yourself. You saw when it fired how easy it was on that pull, because the motor did the work.
Pushing me out right along.
So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to keep priming it and starting it till all that crap gets flushed out, whatever it is.
Well, where do you suppose it's coming from?
It came through the exhaust.
Yeah.
All right, boss. Thanks for helping me out. Appreciate you stopping by.
Anytime.
We'll see you next time. All right, so that's what I'm going to have to do, is just feed this thing fuel until whatever all that crap is in there gets out. Boy, that pull too, when it fired, was like nothing on my arm. The motor did the work. There's no telling how long these things have been sitting, and this kind of, whatever the hell that is, I've never even seen that before. But it's a solid. It's not like oil in the water. Another thing that happened was the choke was getting stuck closed. Spray a little bit of this on the linkage. Well, I just figured out also, which was one of my fears, and I'll zoom in here and show you what I'm talking about. Remember, this thing is cracked. See how it's wet? That's why I'm having trouble pulling fuel out of the carb. It's a real life saga, baby. Real life saga. By God, it is Sunday. I thought it was Monday. Anyway, Captain Ron was supposed to bring his cordless drill over, and he forgot it. He said, try mine, see if it works. This is a Hercules from Harbor Freight. Let's slap it on there and see. And of course the battery's dead. Almost. What the hell's going on? No, it's dead. Let me try it on 1 speed. Wow, it worked. Oh, it worked. I don't know if number 1 is fast enough, but that battery needs charged. Break your freaking arm off. Well, 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 looky there. And it's 11/2. If I'm not mistaken. I was wondering if this thing had a damn starter on it. It's froze up. Anyway, this is coming up. Another build. Said it had great compression. But I'm not doing a long shaft, I don't think. We'll have to see. This is short shaft country. We'll see. It's in great shape if you look at it. I mean, it's been spray painted over. The power head looks real good. It needs to be cleaned up. So I pulled that starter off. The outside looks like crap, but the inside looks good. Brushes still look good. Looks nice in there, just needs to be cleaned up. It's turning. The only problem is, I don't know about the teeth on this thing. They're real short. And this shaft is real skinny. So I don't know about swapping stuff around. But we'll see what happens. So there's a lot of things with this thing. And I'm going to replace this intake because I'm not going to try to sell this thing with some JB weld on it. That ain't the way I play. This thing's going to be right and out of sight. I got that starter soaking in some muriatic acid. Take all this rust off. Get her cleaned up and see if it'll work. I think it's going to work. Even though the gear is a little short. And hold these two down. Push these two down. You'd be surprised how strong these springs are. Hold these two down. And flip this baby over. And then hold it like this and open it up just enough to get the hole open there. And then drop it on. Like that. And that's as far as it's going to go. Pull these out. And it should go right on. No, it's not. Why isn't it going on? It feels fine. What's going on? Alright, why is it dropping on? What's going on? They're not popped out. Look. There's nothing oh, I know. Maybe. No, what the heck is going on? This is the right bottom for this. Something weird is going on. I wonder if there's like a washer in there that got flipped. Try to do it again. You know what I mean? It might have been a washer. And it got stuck in there and now it's flipped. I didn't see anything in there though. That deep. You can even see the line on here, how deep it goes. See where it's dark? Alright, where you at? Let's go. See, it's not even going, you know, there's no pressure on these things. It's still stuck right there, watch. Oh my God. I can't believe this. How is this possible? I can't believe it. Man, I tell you. If this thing drops right on, I'm going to have a friggin' heart attack. Look, it is. It's like a vacuum. Because I put the grease in there. Look. Can you believe it? You see it popping up and down? Holy crappus. Alright, I did it. I got it. Nice fit. Now I gotta hook it up and test it and all that stuff. I hope it's gonna be alright. Yeah, see there? So I'm watching the plate. The plate is going up and down. I've never seen that before. Let me see it again. Oh, the brass plate and retainer. That's what it's riding on. Maybe a little bit warped. It's this old outboard. 71, 20 horse, Johnson. Pain in the ass. Anyway, I'm gonna start tearing this thing apart. I've got the other parts, motor parts, 68. I hope it's gonna work. It may or may not. Biggest problem on this one, right where I need that damn nut to go to hold that bottom mount for the starter mount. So I can probably get lucky, a couple of washers, nut and bolt. We'll see. We'll tear it apart and see. You gotta tear it apart regardless. But I mean, watch this. You know, you should be able to just turn this with ease. Watch. That's what the whatever's going on, that's what it is right there, you know. This thing should just go man. Look, that's what they had smeared on there. And this part is good. No crack. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh shit. Look at that. It's busted. Holy, see, they plastered it up on the inside and the outside. Look at it, it's about to fall right off, I guess. Alright, I'm noticing there is a slight difference on this one from the 68 model. It doesn't have this little type valvey thingy. On this one, I've got this. These holes. Everything else looks identical. Here's a difference. All right, I don't know what this serves, what purpose this serves. But I do have a match for this. Came off of 25. Hey! Alright, this bearing is not bad. There it is right there. Ooh, this bearing is stiff as a frickin' board. This middle one's not bad. That's it right there, that bottom bearing. I can't even move it. I mean, this thing here is rubbing directly on this metal. You know, this is spinning, this isn't. There's nothing between these. This bearing up front is not even close to the metal. Plenty of room there, plenty of room there. Why is this like this? See what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you why, I think, because I don't think this bearing is in the right place. It's moved again. It should be out that way a little bit. I think, yeah, I should be seeing the little hole. There's the little hole right there. There, now it's down in there. But it can't move that way now. How much, you know, there's still no space. It's still metal on metal. Right there. See, it's much freer. It's starting to feel more like normal because this metal is not rubbing on that metal. This isn't right. Something's not right here. That's the problem. I need to go look at the schematic. That's it for me. So I just went and checked the schematic. All right, so you got your O-ring, large O-ring. And then it says small O-ring. Where in the hell is it? There was no small O-ring on here. All right, so here's one I took out the other day. And I took this off. And I said, let me just put the whole thing back together again and go from there with it. You know, just throw it in the pile. Let's yank this one off. There it is. That's an O-ring. Then the big O-ring goes on here. Huh. This is going to make things even more tight. So let's try that. Man, I never get that spring on. Now these two springs look identical. This one was a little flatter. Boy, this one is rough, man. It's a little taller. Let's try the smaller spring. So retainer. Man, that's never going to go on there. Are you kidding me? It's on. Now, let's spin it. That feels pretty good. All right, so gotten this far. Feels much better. Look at this. Everything fits. Looks nice. Still got to get the bolts in it. Still got to get some sealer. Put this puppy on. Alright, let's see what this feels like, sounds like, looks like, smells like. Pretty smooth. Let's put the plugs in. Alright, plugs are in. Hold on to your drawers. Whoa! I can't hold all this and do this. It's too much torque on this thing. Let's do this. Alright, so now I've got a good intake side here. The hole is not all stripped out. Had to find a proper bolt. This is a different piece where that hole isn't all stripped out. We put the plugs in, just make sure I'm tight here. I just pulled it with the plugs out. This pull starter, don't tell me about the arrow and all that crap. I think it just does this when there's no plugs in it. I said it before, I think the spring had been broken and they fixed it, used the broken spring, just twisted the end, stuck it back in there. I've done the same thing, but listen to this, it's horrible. That's the spring. Horrible. Alright, let's try, put the plugs in. Frigger, schmigger. But we know it already pulls good without the plugs. This is the test. Yeah, let's just try it like that. They're hand tight. Oh man. It's not gonna pull. It's not gonna pull. It has to be compression. Just high compression. It's no different. I don't want to beat myself up out here again, but here we go. Try a good one. It's it's no different. It has to be good high compression. Let's do a compression test again. It's probably going to read the same. I mean, I could turn it by hand. I couldn't turn it, the crankshaft by hand. I couldn't do that when I first took that thing off. So you see how this flywheel now just goes. He couldn't do that before. I had Corey come over here. And I said, turn that. And he's like, Arr! I said, that thing should be floating. But you still can't crank it. Aha! Whoa, man. Trying to hold on to these things. What was that, 3 turns? I'm at 120. Which is better than, did it come down or I just didn't spin it long enough? Man, what is going on? Whoa, that about threw me off of here. All right, so it's back up 140. I'm not even going to bother with the bottom. If you look in there at the cylinder walls, it looks like it was honed out. It should be cross-hatched, but it just looks like somebody went in there with the owner. That's why the compression is so high. I'll show you. I'll get the flashlight. I think you can see back in there. It's kind of hard, but you see the circular marks. Very hard to see it, but they're there. It's not cross-hatched. Let's see if I can get another shot. I didn't want to take this cover off, but I said, well, will you see it back there? I said, well, I know it's just going to fall off like everything else on this thing. It doesn't have a lot of time in the water to where things are corroded. I mean, every nut and bolt is just falling off. Like I said, I don't know if you can see back there if it's focusing in. It's actually kind of a mess. They went a little crazy on it. If that's I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. There's no other, normally the lines would be up and down. These are circular. So I took this off just to make sure everything was fine. It's got a little crap in it. I'm just going to crack that off and clean it up a little bit. So nothing was clogging the exhaust. Anyway, here's the specs for the 20 horse, 1971 through 72. The upper lower screws are 9 to 11 foot-pounds, where the center screws are 10 to 11. I'll use this. Of course, I'm in here. Use my paintbrush, little brush. Surfaces should be clean, blah, 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 boo, boo, boo. Apply continuous bead. All right, we'll put it right on there. Don't matter. both surfaces, smooth material with a small brush, and allow to set for one momento. Then assemble mating surfaces using normal torque specs. Allow 24 hours to cure to ensure proper squeal. That looks pretty good. Now let me spray this little brush and see if I can clean it off real quick. Oh boy. It's resistant to gas and oil, alright. That brake cleaner didn't do a thing. So just want to go around and around and around. Do them all about even Steven as you can. Snug. 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 Oh, see, there's 9. 9-ish. Come on out of there. Let's try this one again. Go out of sequence. Oh well. Huh. See, that's what I'm talking about. There it is. Spooky. All right, so here's what's going on with this thing. Yesterday I'm out here and I'm trying to get all this stuff cleaned up and done, and the shed is filling up with tools and everything. The other shed is emptying out, so I have room in there again. And I'm thinking about this thing, and I'm going through my mind the whole sequence of events. You know, get the motor, do the compression test. It's got high compression. Try to start the thing. It was hard as hell to pull. Took it apart. Couldn't turn the crank by hand. Stiff as a board. Fighting and fighting with it. We did get it to start that day, but still had problems with this thing being stiff as a board and hard to pull. Well, figured out now the compression was up so high because the cylinders have been honed out and not done very well. So that's going to jack up your compression. The next thing I find out, when I torque these bolts down, swap this piece, but when I torque these bolts down, you can't turn it. When I mocked this thing up, where I had it nice and loose, spun it around with the drill, it almost threw me off that cart I was standing on. It was going so fast, I couldn't hold on to it. It was unbelievable. But then, when I took it off and torqued everything down, you couldn't turn it again. So that's where I'm at. So what I decided to try, took this off, took the taper pins out. And there's a little story behind that. When I first did the swap, I had 4 different taper pins laying here. When I put the 2 back in, I didn't know which ones I was, was I using them from this motor or was I using them from this motor? So they all look pretty much the same. So I just threw 2 in there. Then torqued it down and this thing stiffened right back up again. So when you look at the taper pin, see how perfectly round the taper pin is and the edge of the hole around the taper pin. After I bolted this back on without the pins, I started putting the pins back in. Well, they weren't having it. They wanted to go in this way, kind of in an angle. So I'm like, huh. And you could see the pin leaning this way as you were tapping them in. So I took a small round file and I started filing off this edge in here. And you can see how now nice and round it is now. So I did that on both of them. They look the same. And they went in. You know, I had to still tap them in. So then I went around with the torque wrench again. And this time, man, everything just torqued up. It was like nothing compared to the other day when I torqued it the last time. The last time, man, I was holding on to this and I was pulling on that thing. And this time I just went around. It was like click, click, click. Had it set at 10 foot-pounds. And I don't know what happened. The torque wrench did something. I don't know. So, is this going to work? Like I said, I've swapped these out before. One example, go watch the video, 1978 9.9 outboard rebuild. It was one of the worst POSs you've ever seen in your entire life. And I put a 78, it was a 78 9.9 crankcase on an 80s power head jugs, and it worked like a champ. I didn't put any more sealer on here. I just mocked it up. I'm not going to use any new gaskets. I'm going to go with the old gaskets again in case this doesn't work. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't work. And yes, you're not supposed to, you know, swap this stuff around. But back in the day, I was never told that. And I never had a problem doing it. It was only a couple times. Like I said, the 78 9.9, and it's one of the first videos I put up. It was from back in the day. I was using my Kodak pocket cam. The pictures were just up to people that wanted to buy it, knew all the work I did. Then I would go out and shoot a little video with that camera. We didn't have camera phones then, which really wasn't that long ago if you think about it. If you did have a camera on your phone, you'd only get about 2 minutes of video because it would eat the battery up so fast. And everybody was using flip phones pretty much by that time. So, is it going to work? Will it hold up? Let's find out, because I got no other choice at this point in time other than test another crankshaft. But I truly believe the problem is in this motor getting hit. It took a hit. It's warped, something along those lines. So I'm going to start on this stuff first. And get these puppies swapped out. Alright, I got it all back together. Inside here is all greased up with Moly Lube and a mix of the 2-stroke oil. So when I did the tap on the brass retainer thingy-jiggy, I didn't really bang on it hard or anything. I did a real light tap. It may have done something. Let's see if we got any. See, nothing is clicking, bobbing. But then if this is too tight, then you know you dented it too far. It's a little snug, but I don't want it real sloppy snug. It feels good. The fun stuff. Alright, so this thing was missing the O-ring, the second O-ring. I had one. That goes in. And the carbon seal. And boy, again, it doesn't look like I'm going to get that spring on there. Retainer, the spring, the clip, top spring, retainer. There's one. There's the other one. Greasy fingers, baby. I may have to replace this one more time. Everything runs. And it looks like it's going to be fine. And this may stay good just for a short time. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Hey, let's see. come on, I'm about to pee in my pants. Fuel pump is in. I probably could use a zip tie on this carburetor bowl. We'll see if it starts leaking. Get the plug screwed in. Oh man. And the flywheel on. I'm going to just go with the pull start. See what we got. I'm running out of steam. Alright, let's pull on it. See what it does. It's going to be tight because of the compression. Plus it's not juiced up. Let me hook up this kill switch. Get some gas in it. Just see if we can get it to fire without hooking all the water and everything up. I'm running out of steam and time. It's starting to get cloudy. And I got a big mess to clean up. The motor, whoa, baby's under pressure, should do the work. Just like it did that day. But it couldn't pull any gas that day because of the big crack. Oh, I'm going to have to hold this choke by hand. Oh, it's sticking again. That's good. Oh, I got to put the needle in. There's 1.5. Get this hose on real quick. Yeah. Hey. All right, so just before the first, let me back it up just a hair. Before the first mark on the cam, just as my roller moves in, see this thing, it's got a little slop in it. Alright, that's close enough. Right before the 2 marks, hits the middle of the 2 marks, butterfly starts to open. Pump it up. I probably should have threw a little bit in the cylinder just to get everything juiced up, but we'll see. Shit. Another rocker here. Oh yeah, that was good pull. It's juicing up. See there? Wow. That's almost normal. What am I missing? Choke. Gotta suck some fuel up there. Stuff a rag in it. It's gonna fire. See that? Yeah, it's getting fuel. It's gonna be loud too. Come on, baby. Look, see, it's getting wet. Might be too wet now. Knew that was gonna happen. I knew it. Ooh. Didn't have to break my ass pulling it either. I was way up too high for start position because I have no linkage over here stopping the throttle. Sounded pretty good. All right, I've had enough. My back is killing me. I gotta eat. I got a giant mess to clean up. I got rain coming. I'll do this tomorrow in the morning. The idle stop screw finally fell apart on me. I'll show you the one I put on. It works. All right, so I still don't have any kind of choke on there. And tank's hooked up. And I got the water ready. So yeah, if this thing runs for a while, I think it's gonna be okay. You throw it on the boat. Well, I'll do everything, you know, I'll put the new gaskets in, do the whole 9 yards. We'll test it here first. Last time I had it way up there, like I said, I got no linkage to stop it at fast start. So I'll just put it about right there. It might just start right up because it's still juiced up from yesterday. Ooh, almost. You see that? Let the motor do the work. If the first thump wants to fire, your arm's not getting pulled off. Give it. Well, let's try it without any choke. Come on, baby. I got too much slop in this frickin'. Can't adjust that screw by hand. Adjust this again 18 times. It's just, see all this play in here, it's just ridiculous. And every time I, like that, goes way down to the end and it's gonna kill itself. But just then when I was trying to, nothing was happening. I was trying to move this by hand. Oh, that's just all the slop. Just try to suck some fuel in there. See, I started pushing this back. My throttle's open too far. And it started lean sneezing because of this friggin' linkage. Look, it won't even go back now. Well, it did that time because I slammed it. I pretty much made my point. When it's juiced up, the gas is flowing, it starts. With put all the new gaskets in, seal the block up again, get the linkage all put together, fix that slop in there, and I'm confident it's going to run. I'm going to pull it without choking it. I'm not going to kill myself. Amazing. That's what I'm talking about. It's juiced up. The motor does the work. It shouldn't be your elbow. It shouldn't be your shoulder. It shouldn't be your rib cage. Oh, big dummy. It's the big one. Coming to Georgia, Elizabeth. But that's all play. Nothing is happening. Now see it back and forth in there. the space between where it fits in doesn't look that bad. It's more bushing. And originally I thought maybe this thing had jumped a tooth, but I think it's that bushing in there. So I'm gonna pull it out. Yeah, the gap looks pretty good. And then I'll check on all my parts crap and see if I got a new bushing to put in it. Now see this one, how wide that is right there? That's what I'm talking about, how they get. And you can squeeze that back together, but boy, you gotta be super careful. See what it's supposed to look like that one. So I got this kind of soaking. I'll pull this bushing out. Finally got this thing out of there. I mean, what an ordeal. Jar of junk over here, and you know, got the spacer and the spring. And I looked down in there, and look what I found. Shit. I can't believe it. I cannot friggin' believe it. There's the bushing. But is it any good? Wow. So let's see how snug this one is on here. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Snug as a bug in a rug. Boom. Now, let's see. I'm at up full throttle. Oh, beautiful. Back down. Boy, there's like that new bushing. Wow, it's great. She's juiced. All the gas in here, but she's running by herself. Don't forget, this is no new gaskets, no sealer on the case, nothing. That's all I wanted to achieve. All right, man, she will run. All right, it's this old outboard, 1971, was it? 20 horse. So last time, if I remember correctly, I put it all back together and didn't do anything, didn't just use the same gaskets. I wanted to see if I could get it to idle by itself. Well, I did. Once I finally got it to idle, I was convinced it's going to run. So I pretty much have all the gaskets. I don't have the head gasket, I don't think. But I'm gonna just tear the whole thing apart again, seal it, put it all back together, all new gaskets, bing bang boom. I got the fuel pump kit, OMC kit, to rebuild this one. Instead of just buying the Chinese pump, I just bought the kit. Alright, so I'm gonna clean all this off and do it again, but I'm gonna let it sit up a little longer. It says, you know, put it on, wait a minute. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, let it get a little tougher. Because the last time, you know, put it on both sides, slapped it on there. But I had also taken this apart again, and then put it all back together again without putting any more sealer on. Just want it to be sealed. Remember when you couldn't do that before? Now I gotta put the spring, all this crap back together. So right off the bat, you see that right there? When I took the motor out, it broke right there. I'm like, I was, you know, hoping to save it. It's saved, but I put some of the, what do you call it, copper gasket sealer on it, top and bottom, try to kind of keep it glued together right there, so to speak. It overlaps, kind of tore, you know. She didn't move. Beautiful. Now, please don't jerk me all over the place. Oh boy. I thought that was going to break my rib. That's what I thought. Son of a... That's this drill. It won't turn a 20-25 horse with plugs in it. Come on, baby. What's going on? What is going on? She's running. Why is it doing that? Can't be a freaking air leak. Here, all new gaskets, all the sealer, and it just started like boom. She runs. Look at my left socket on there. What caused that? That upper crank seal? Maybe? Weird? You know what I'm wondering? Is that fuel pump working? Boy, that primer bulb is hard. Guess so. What else? There's no way, like I said, brand new gaskets and everything, there's no way there's a leak up there. Yeah, just for the noise situation, I think I might just put the gear case on. Because it's loud, even like I said, even though it's in the water. This all probably needs adjusting. You get a little screwdriver on that. How are you supposed to adjust this thing when it's like that? Well, now that everybody's awake. What was that? Still too far. This is hard to adjust when it's way over there. Just take it down. See, that's what I say. This thing wants to stop where it wants to stop. All over the place. You hear it, Lane sneezing. It's pulling fuel from somewhere. It's all sealed up now. The compression is good. It's got to break in. I'll pull this carb off again. I didn't have time to put everything else up. It's getting dark over here. I got to clean up this mess. And just wanted to get that on there real quick with the gear case and see if there's going to be a difference. There's a difference, but it still wants to, which is a good thing, before you would, it's a good thing. All right. So I put a new retainer in here. Now it's not as loose. The threads in there seem a little crappy. Got a little rust going on right here. Anyway, you see these freaking kill switch wires? You see how just stiff these things have gotten over the years? And then if you look back here, right there, there's one hanging out and it hits this top of the motor right here. And it makes the throttle go thunk, thunk. Watch when I go. See that? See that? Not smooth. So I'll pull the plate off and try to fix that crap. See how this thing is sticking out? It's all flat right there. It should be under this. Or under this. Yay! Yeah! All right. Now let's see. Yeah. Boy, it'd be nice if all this thing needed was that new retainer. Something weird was going on that last time. It's just, man, I would just touch it and revving like hell. All right, I think I'm all wired up here. All right, let's give it a kick and see if she kicks. Nope, I see it in smoke. So I'm gonna give it the old smack it with a hammer trick. The battery's at 12.62. Hey? The old smack it with a hammer routine. Ready? Oh, come on, boy, look at it pull that fuel. Holy schmoly. That's as fast as it's gonna go. Freaking kill wires are killing it. I gotta cut that off. It's pushing it all back. Redo this, but it sounds great now. Thank goodness. That little red retainer right there cured it. I knew that bad boy was leaking. Alright, so I'm right before my 2 marks on the cam. Let's see where we at now. And it's way up before the 2 marks. So just as I start to roll it, right there it starts to open as it gets between the 2 marks. So just set this a little bit more. Plus this thing still had a little bit of play in it. A little bit of slapola. Alright, let's see where we at now. Where does my... There it is. Boy, as soon as you crank it, this thing automatically starts to move by itself from that slop. Okay, I've got to open it a little bit more. Really should be adjusted over here. Put it up on start position. Open this thing up a little bit more. Pain in the butt. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to throw a different carb on it and see what happens. I should have one in there. It's just a pain in the end. You see right when I revved it up, boy, it just pulled that fuel out of somewhere. Smoking like a banshee. Anyway, she's much better than the last time. It's just, you know, getting through these kinks. This was off of 72.25. And I didn't want to use it because it's so ugly, but we can fix ugly. It's got the 72D jet. A lot of people are like, no, you can't put that on a 20 horse. 25s are different, which they were. The 25 ended up being the 18 horse beefed up version. More weights on the crankshaft, you know. But anyway, trust me, I've done it. It works fine. Doesn't, you know, trust me, I'll show you one of my old motors, one of the best motors I ever had. Every time I put a 25 horse carb on an 18, 20 horse motor, it runs like it was meant to be. The last time I did the 35 horse carb on my 25 horse 80s model Evinrude, unbelievable. Gained 5 miles an hour, didn't change anything else, no intakes, no bypass covers, just had an old carb, came on a parts motor, slapped it on there one day. I was like, holy mackerel. The numbers on it said it was a late 70s, early 80s, 30, 35 horse carb. Match made in heaven. My boat with freaking hydroplane, no special props, just your standard props. Anyway, I've got this carb, which is a 77 25 horse in beautiful condition. But come up around 77, this was actually made for a 35 and a 25. The jet is smaller, which would probably be a good thing on that little 20. This is off my 60 horse. Trying to remember what size jet was in here. I think it's only a 50D, something like that. This one, I don't know what this came off of, but I scrounged the numbers up here, and it's like, look at the throat in there, how small it is. But this is just for one cylinder. It came off a 3-cylinder motor. See, that's the difference. You know, a 25 horse 2-cylinder, so you got to have one carb that can feed both of them. On a 3-cylinder, it's got to feed one. So I'm trying to remember, I think it was like a 50D. Anyway, so I have the options. I can clean this up. I can slap this puppy right in. She looked pretty. And the linkage should work. Choke's already all hooked up. Same style choke and everything. So that's what I'm thinking. And the only reason I want to do this was to kind of rule out the carb. You know, that thing's all over the place still. It's better than it was the last time I tried to start it, just by replacing the retainer. So let's just slap this puppy on, see what happens. There's nothing to lose. This thing's going to take all day to clean. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I could probably put this bowl right on there with the big jet in it. I bet you it'd fit. That might be a plan. Oh yeah, that'll fit right on. And then this, of course, is for your electric choke and stuff. But that might be a plan. See, it's really the same damn bowl. You look at it. This one's got a huge nipple on it for the fuel line. That's crazy. Oh baby, now she's looking like an outboard. Now this was the needle that came out of here. This is the needle from the other one. They're identical. So I'm going to use this one because it's going to be a little easier to adjust with the handle on it, and it all goes together at the end there. Go up to start position. Oh, my wrench went flying off. Off choke. Okay, now I need to adjust this. See this thing, the adjustment, much easier. Hopefully I'll have enough. I use the same rod. And hopefully I'll have enough to do this. Much easier than that old school crap. Better be easier, I'm gonna scream. Now that's a smaller jet than what would normally be in a 25. Also, all this stuff here is loose. I got one bad motor mount over here that's making everything, you know, like this thing's been leaning against somewhere for years and ruined that motor mount. It needs to be changed. Anyway, I think she sounds pretty good. A little tweaking here and there, and she's ready. You know, also too, kind of looked like this was moving just a little bit. That's how I can get more tension on it too. Go in there, the brass ring, and you take a screwdriver. The ring's like this, and you go north, south, east, and west. Take a screwdriver, anything, put it on north, flathead. Tap, tap, gently, so gently. Put it on south, tap, tap, same, super gently. North, south, east, and west. And what that does is it pushes those four corners down on the brass ring. So when it's up against the bottom retainer ring piece that this is screwed to, it gives it more tension, you know. It won't be this easy to turn. So we got north, south, east, and west. So what I do is just take a little hammer, north, south, east, west. And this stuff is so soft, I probably did it too hard. Usually you do, you know, I do it real gently. Let's see what we got. I think I got it. It's a little stiff, but it's nice. You know, it's kind of hard getting up to full throttle. I need to get it right there. But it should wear in, and it shouldn't vibrate. I hope it's not going to float like it was doing. All right, the rain kind of let up, but there's more coming. Anyway, just want to show you real quick. Got it all back on there. You can see where the roller is. Start position. I just want to show you that it's not going to float anymore.
Oh yeah, baby.
Well, I was just helping a guy out with a fuel pump situation. And by God, Leroy's Ramblings is back up in business again. Hoo hoo hoo, I learned everything from Leroy.